الله لا إله إلا هو له الأسماء الحسنى.
But some history is related to this month too. And one of the history which is related to this month is the martyrdom and the shahadat of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. From the Khulafai Rashideen, first Khalifa is Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Second Khalifa after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam is Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Third Khalifa is Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Then fourth Khalifa is Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Then Hassan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and then Hazrat Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and it goes onward. Today, as I said, I like to speak on Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu name is Uthman bin Affan bin Abil As bin Umayyah. Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu is related to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How? This is how he's related. Kinana, when you go up to the family tree of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you find the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the genealogy of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and family tree is Kinana. Kinana had sons. One of the sons is Hashim. One of the sons' name is Umayyah. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is family links to Hashim. Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu family links to Umayyah. So he's from, basically Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu is from Banu Umayyah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is from Banu Hashim. But all the main family gathers on Quraysh, which is Kinana. So this is how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is linked with Uthman ibn Affan. This is how Uthman bin Affan radiallahu ta'ala is linked with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I like to explain some of the fazails, the virtues of Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala. And if I have time, how did Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala ended to get martyred? What caused the shahadat of Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala? Some of the fazilat, one of the fazilat is an Abi Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu anna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam kana ala Hira huwa wa Abu Bakr wa Umar wa Uthman wa Ali wa Talhat wa Zubayr فتحركت الصخرة فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم اهدى فما عليك إلا نبي أو صديق أو شهيد. In this hadith, it says that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Uthman radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Talha radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Zubair radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. They were standing on Mount Hira, Jabal Nur. In another narration, it says they were Uthman, it was Abu Bakr, Umar, and Uthman, and they were standing on the Mount of Uhud. And out of joy, the mountain started shaking out of joy. It's got a Nabi on it and got Sahabas on it. Yeah, وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ. Everything has life. We don't understand it. So the mountain, either Hira, or it could be in various occasions this happened. The mountain Hira and Uhud, or Uhud, any of these mountains, or is another nation, another mountain, they started shaking, moving out of what? Joy. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Uthbut or Ihda. Don't move. Take it easy. Don't you know there's one Nabi on you? There's Siddiq standing on you, and Shuhada, and those people who will get martyred in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in another narration it says the mount is starting what? Sweating out of fear. Alright? Out of embarrassment. So this hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam indicated that Uthman radiallahu ta'ala will get martyred in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ali radiallahu ta'ala will get martyred in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hazrat Zubair radiallahu ta'ala will get martyred in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Talha radiallahu ta'ala will get martyred in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a clear indication of their martyrdom. Of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala and other Sahabas. This is one fazilat of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. I'll give you another fazilat. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says in another hadith, لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ رَفِيقٌ وَرَفِيقِي Uthman, yani fil Jannah. That everyone has a close friend in Jannah. Everyone have a close friend. And my close friend in Jannah is who? Special friend is who? Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. It says, Al-maru ma'a man ahabba. Whoever you love, you will be with them in Jannah. So if we have love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for the Sahabas and the Saints, we will be with them inshallah ta'ala on the day of judgment. You know, once Sahaba said to, the Sahabi came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, Ya Rasulullah, that we now have a chance and we have the opportunity. Whenever we want to meet you, we come and sit in your majlis, in your gathering. But in Jannah, you will be in a high rank and we will be in a low rank. We are Sahabi, we can't be the same as the Nabi, especially as Khatamul Anbiya. We won't be in the same rank. So Ya Rasulullah, how do we meet you? How do we come in the same rank? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in various places different answer, but one answer he gave is Al-mar'u ma'a man ahabba. A person will be with that person who he loves. So indicated that if you have true love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and you will be with Rasulullah, so you'll have an opportunity to meet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in various occasions. And I just want to go ahead and say, how do we express our love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? The way to express our love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is by acting on the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Adopting the sunnahs of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anytime we find out that this is the sunnah way of doing something, we adopt that in our life. This is an indication that al-mar'u ma'a man ahabba, a person will be with that person who he loves. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ رَفِيقٌ وَرَفِيقِي Uthman. That everyone has a special friend in Jannah, and my special friend in Jannah will be who? Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Anyway, this Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, laqab is Zun Nurain, the person who possesses two lights. How does that happen? Why is he called Zun Nurain? Why is the laqab of Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu Zun Nurain? Now let me indicate to you that Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he came and he was the best friend of Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. So Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu conveyed the message of La ilaha to Uthman ibn Affan. So Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala got ready to embrace Islam, and who brought him to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. So this is also indicated that if you have a good friend, best friend, he will show you the best way. He will indicate you on the best way. He will show you the right way. If we have any friends, so-called friends, who deviate us, that means that he's not our best friend, he's not a real friend. A real friend, a good friend, a best friend is that person that will put you on the right path. So Uthman, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala called Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and talking to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he embraced Islam. Then he came, when he came a Muslim, he was from a different, I told you, family tree. He's from Banu Umayyah, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Banu Hashim. Now, when he grew, then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam let him marry his one daughter, Ruqayya. First, Ruqayya. These daughters were first in the what you call, they were engaged to the daughters of Abu Lahab. They were first engaged to the daughters of Abu Lahab. But when this surah was revealed, Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tab ma aghna anu maluhu wa ma kasab, he told his sons to not marry the daughters of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alright, out of zid, alright, out of hatred. Alright. So anyway, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam married his one daughter, first daughter Ruqayya, one of his daughter, to Uthman ibn Affan. So first daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is what? Zainab. Four daughters of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam: Zainab, then Ruqayya, Kulthum, then Fatima. I'll say this again. We should know some kind of history of Islam in it. So, first daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is what? Zainab. Then Ruqayya. Then Kulthum. The Kulthum is not right. Kulthum, Kapeshko. Kulthum and Fatima radiallahu ta'ala. Zainab radiallahu ta'ala was married to As radiallahu ta'ala. Then Ruqayya was married to Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went for the battle of Badr, in the battle of Badr, Uthman radiallahu ta'ala wanted to participate, but Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Uthman that my daughter is ill, Ruqayya. You stay for the khidmat and the service of my daughter Ruqayya. So he stayed behind to do khidmat of Ruqayya. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came back from the battle of Badr, at that time Ruqayya passed away, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam buried her with his own hand. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Uthman, now you can marry Kulthum. And in history, alright, in history, no one has ever married two daughters of a Nabi. And then the Akhirul Nabi, the Khatamul Anbiya, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this virtues, this fazilat has been given to who? Speciality to Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, that he married two daughters of a Nabi. And that's Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ruqayya Kulthum. When Kulthum died, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, had I had a daughter which was not married, or any daughter, I would have given my third daughter to you until I had 40 daughters. Fatima radiallahu ta'ala anha was alive, but she was in the marriage of who? Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anha. So this is one of the fazil, a few fun of fazails of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. This is another fazil. He's Dhul Nurain. He had two daughters two daughters of a Nabi in his nikah. First Ruqayya, then Kulthum radiallahu ta'ala anhu. So this is one of the fazilats of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. The first Khalifa after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu reign was for about 2 years and 2 months. 2 years or 4 months, sorry. About 2.5 years. When Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu passed away, Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala became a Khalifa. He was the Khalifa for about 10 years. I'm going to try to speak on Umar radiallahu ta'ala soon too. So 10 years. When he got Shaheed, Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu was appointed as the Khalifa, and Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu stayed as the Khalifa for 12 years. 12 years, alright? So basically from 22 or 23 Hijri, alright, until 35 and 36 Hijri, Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala was the Khalifa. And and Uthman radiallahu ta'ala's sakhawat, generosity, was well known. And he was very generous. You know, the troops that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent from Madinatul Munawwara were about 150. And from the 150, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam participated in 25 ghazawat. So 25 ghazawat participated by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the rest were sent without Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam participated in it. These are the sariyat that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent. In one of the troops of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ghazwa that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam participated itself is called Ghazwa Tabuk. In this Ghazwa Tabuk, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked for chanda, donation, charity, and made the announcement, and this was called Ghazwatul Usra. This is a very severe, hard Ghazwa. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala brought all his wealth. No one can beat Hazrat Abu Bakr. Umar radiallahu ta'ala said, today I will beat who? Abu Bakr. He brought half of his wealth. But when he found that, he said, I'm never going to beat Abu Bakr. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that who is ready to gain Jannat, Uthman radiallahu ta'ala stood up and said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I give 100 camel loaded. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Jannat for you. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made an announcement again. Uthman radiallahu ta'ala stood and said, Ya Rasulullah, another 100 camels loaded. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made an announcement, and Uthman radiallahu ta'ala said, Ya Rasulullah, again 100 camels loaded. So this is the generosity of Hazrat Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala. He was sakhi. He was generous. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made an announcement that we need to make the expansion of Masjid Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So who is ready to buy the land and earn Jannat? Uthman said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I want to buy it. Uthman bought the land for Masjid Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam to expand Masjid Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's expanded a few times. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam seen that the people in Medina, they're suffering to get, and they're struggling to get sweet water, clear water. Yeah? And the person who owns the well is a Yehudi, a Jew. And he's selling the water on the Muslims who can, some of them can afford it, some can not afford it. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that, is there anyone that can buy beaded rumah and in exchange get Jannat? Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala said, Ya Rasulullah, I'm ready to gain Jannat. I'll go and buy from the Yehud, the Jew. Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala went and started the deal with the Jew, with the Yehudi. The Yehudi said that I will sell it, but half of the well. Meaning that one day you can sell or give the water, and the next day I'm going to sell the water. And 20,000 dinar, he said, and it's very expensive. This is. Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala says, done. Deal, done. It was very expensive. He said, done, because he knew he's going to get Jannat. You know, we will say this is Jannat by pay the masjid. You know, banallahu lahu baytan fil Jannat. If you make a masjid, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala build you a mahal in Jannat, alright? A mansion in Jannat. We say this, and but do we believe it? Real believe it, so we do it. Uthman radiallahu ta'ala knew it. So he bought the well. One day, it was his turn, and the other day was the Yehudi turn. On the day when it was the turn of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he said the water is free for the Muslims and the Jews. The Muslims and the non-Muslim. So everyone used to come for the free water. Anything free, the reality. Yeah, free water, and they used to not go on the turn of the Jew. The Jew realized that no one's buying water from me. He sold the other part or even lesser than before. So Usman radiallahu ta'ala bought beer rumor for the Muslims too. And that beer is still there in Madinatul Munawwara. We just seen it recently too. So anyway, these are the sacrifice for Islam Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala anhu done. For 12 years his reign run. Hazrat Uthman radiallahu ta'ala was very lenient, very humble. And his haya is well known of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He had a lot of modesty. It says once Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sitting laying down, and his kameez was a bit up like this, yeah, and there was izar, bottom part was covered, but his top part or I was not covered with his kameez. So Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala knocked the door, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he took permission, can I come in? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, give him permission to come. Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala entered, but Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not change his position. Yeah? Abu Umar radiallahu ta'ala entered, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not change his position. Uthman knocks the door, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, wait. He gets up, he corrects his kameez, changes positions, and says, let Hazrat Uthman radiallahu ta'ala enter. When Uthman radiallahu ta'ala entered, Azwaj Mutahharat seen this too, and the other Sahaba seen this. They said to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, we got a question, and we want to pose our question. The question is that Abu Bakr is higher than Umar. They knew this level of the Sahabas. All the Sahabas knew this. But when these come, you did not change your position. But when Uthman radiallahu ta'ala asked for permission, you change your position and you make sure your kameez was what? Your shirt was correct. Why is that? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Uthman has got a lot of haya. Even the angels show haya to Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. And this was against the haya of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. That's why I corrected my position. So the haya of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala was well known. And because of the haya of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala, the enemy took advantage of that. And they rebelled against Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. That's the conclusion. They rebelled against Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. And Uthman radiallahu ta'ala could have defended himself. But when Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala and the Sahabas came by Uthman radiallahu ta'ala and they give us permission to defend you and defend Medina and defend your Khilafat. Uthman radiallahu ta'ala said that I do not want to spill one drop of blood in my reign in Madinatul Munawwara. So don't do anything. Did not give permission. 40 days, the Balwai, these Balwai were Muslims, but they entered Islam newly. They did not know the rank of a Sahabi, especially the rank of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. Because they did not have the knowledge of the rank of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala, they rebelled against Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. And they asked Uthman radiallahu ta'ala to give up his Khilafat. But Uthman radiallahu ta'ala said no, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to me that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will wear you our kameez. Do not give up that kameez. So I'm not going to give this up because Rasulullah said something. And I'm not going to let anyone spill a blood. But long story is a long story. They martyred Uthman radiallahu ta'ala. How did they martyr Uthman radiallahu ta'ala? He was reading Quran Kareem. He loved Quran Kareem. He's Jami al Quran. That's a long story too. And when they came and martyred Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the last verse he was reading, and where he fell, his blood fell, فَسَيَكْفِيكَهُمُ اللَّهُ. This means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sufficient for you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sufficient. Yeah, that's Allah. He got shaheed. And this was on the 18th of Dhul Hijjah, about 2-3 days before. And it was in Dhul Hijjah. Then Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu is buried and resting in Jannatul Baqi. This is the slight history, a small brief history of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, which we should all know. For 12 years, Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu reigned. And he died at the age of 82 or 83. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.
الله لا إله إلا هو له الأسماء